Subscribe our channel Top Stories CNN for latest news updates.
Florida responds to massacre by renaming special building after the worst person possible. It has been just over a week since the tragic shooting in Parkland, Florida. It has been just over a week since the tragic shooting in Parkland, Florida that claimed the lives of 17 innocent people. The left has been using this tragedy to further push for more gun control, which to any logical person in America makes no sense, but that is liberalism for you. At any rate, while the shooting is still fresh in everyone's minds, Florida lawmakers have decided to name a building after the worst person possible in the liberal camp that is responsible for the current problems facing our country, and of course, the left is cheering. Now, for the better part of the last decade, Barack Obama was president and by the leftist logic should be held responsible for all the woes in America, right? That would make sense, since for the first 4 years of Obama's abysmal presidency they blamed all the issues he faced on his predecessor, George W. Bush. Well, fast forward to President Trump and the left is blaming him for the latest school shooting, global warming, and that shoulder pads are making the comeback in the fashion world. These moronic liberals, instead of placing the blame on Obama for creating an environment of division and chaos, would instead laud him as a hero. The left does not care that Obama had a presidency of failed policies and set back race relations decades, since the only thing they are focused on is Obama's skin color to prove how woke they are. At any rate, pretty soon the American landscape will be dotted with monuments and statues to pay homage to Obama's legacy, which has already started taking place as cities across the country are busy erecting memorials in his honor. Now, just days after the shooting in South Florida, a city in the same state just a few hours north has decided to rename a library in Obama's honor. And you can get this is just the beginning. Here is more from Tampa Bay Times. Speaking in front of a small crowd gathered on the front lawn of the city's main library, Mayor Rick Kriseman announced Monday that the facility will get a $6 million renovation and be renamed in honor of President Barack Obama. The announcement coincided with President's Day and Black History Month. Kriseman said discussions began more than a year ago about how St. Petersburg could pay tribute to the nation's first African-American president, a man who served honorably for 2 terms and has already been ranked by historians as one of our better presidents. Input was sought from community leaders, among them Kai Warren of the historic Roser Park neighborhood. It was universally supported by everybody, said Warren of the group he described as diverse and made up of more than a dozen people. The mayor noted that cities across America and the world have already begun to honor Obama's legacy by naming schools and streets after him. But St. Petersburg felt that a library, where books are read, ideas are exchanged, research is conducted, and where forums and lectures can take place, was the most appropriate vehicle. And that's what I'm really the most excited about, what's going to happen inside this library, with materials that focus not only on President Obama, but all of our presidents, and so much more, Kriseman said. Library director Mika Nelson, who read an excerpt from Emma Lazarus' poem, The New Colossus, said during Monday's announcement that the public library represents the pinnacle of the democratic republic and that its doors are open to everyone. Nelson said the library is soliciting feedback for its new focus. Stephanie Owens, an appointee in the Obama and Clinton administrations, drew applause as she listed some of Obama's achievements. Not much of the library's renovation will be done with funds from the penny for Pinellas sales tax. However, that money will not be available until 2020. Ben Kirby, a Kriseman spokesman, said the mayor and staff are exploring ways to get the work done earlier. It is a testament to how well the mainstream media can brainwash a population when you see how many people in America worship Barack Obama. This man did everything in his power to divide the country and create so much racial hatred that it will take years to rectify. However, the liberal sheep across the nation can't open their eyes to see it, since they are conditioned not to question a thing the mainstream media dishes out. Sadly, we will see more monuments erected in this charlatan's honor until a new generation wakes up and realizes that what Obama did was traitors, and that day is coming.